Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager, and we are back with HAAS. We are at race 9 of season 2. We're heading to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada for what is one of my favourite tracks. It is such a great flowing circuit, and with our car and our driver lineup, should be another comfortable performance, I hope. You can never tell exactly what's going to happen, but I've got a good feeling going into tonight's race. So let's take a quick recap, because it's been a little while since we were with HAAS. It's been a week. We sit very comfortably at the top of the Constructors' Championship, and our drivers are very close in the the Drivers' Championship. Get the two championships the wrong way around here. As you can see, just 4 points between them. The only difference is 4 wins apiece, but Fernando has 6 fastest laps to Kevin's 2. And that is what accounts for the 4 points in difference. Let's take a look at our car performance going into today's race. As you can see, it's mighty. Very quick car indeed. Supreme through the corners. Our cooling is very strong as well. Let's take a look at our rivals. So Ferrari going into this lacking in high-speed cornering. Not as fast as I thought they'd be. Their medium speed and low speed cornering is basically second to us. Let's take a look at Red Bull. Red Bull very fast in a straight line, as you would expect. This car is always one of the fastest with top speeds. Their low speed's pretty poor, looking at that, and their medium and high speed is not great either. They're 9th, so they are the 5th fastest car when it comes to medium and high speed cornering. Let's have a look at Mercedes. Mercedes looking good in the cornering, a little lacking in straight line speed. Let's take a look at Alpine, who've been pretty resourceful recently. There you can see very good in cornering, again lacking a little bit in the straights. They've got very good brakes though, so we shouldn't see too many lockups from Gasly at the very least. I'm trying to remember who is it. Ocon, his teammate? It is Ocon. Okay, let's take a look at Aston Martin. Ooh, yeah, very poor for Aston Martin, as you can see. That'll be the same, I would imagine, for Williams. Actually, Williams, they're looking pretty fast in the straight line in terms of top speed, considering where they are normally, but everything else about their car is pretty poor. Alfa Romeo, pretty fast in a straight line, but acceleration leaves a lot to be desired. Their cornering is average. Alfa Tauri actually look, apart from their straight line speed, in terms of cornering, they look in better shape than their sister team Red Bull there. Who is left to check? McLaren. Yeah, McLaren looking pretty rough, so should be pretty comfortable. The biggest threat's going to come from Ferrari. Red Bull look like they might struggle to keep with us. Let's take a quick look at the circuit. There you can see it's almost all straight line speed, so actually this might play well into Red Bull. Red Bull's speed advantage when it comes to top speed. The low speed cornering just before the hairpin, that chicane, will slow down their efforts to get into the big double DRS. Maybe we can capitalise on that. The rest of the circuit looks pretty straightforward. You know, not much in the way of medium speed cornering, barely any high speed. We should be pretty good. Right, let's set our performance targets for tonight. Reaching Q2 with both cars is the incentive. We're going to go better than that. We're going to go both cars in the top 2. We are going to get both into Q3, obviously. Fastest lap, yeah, we're going to go for the 1-2 finish. Quali streak, 2 in the top 8 for 2 races. That should be straightforward. Finish position streak, we are going to go for the 1-2 for 5 races. So big reward if we pull it off, but if we have an off race, or if one of our drivers is taken out or retires for whatever reason, then that will cost us $1 million. Not so great. Risk and versus reward. Let's take a look at our points. We have no points for any of our drivers at this stage. Fernando is a long way off another point now. Kevin will get one maybe next week. Logan probably not going to get one this week. Might get one towards the end of next week or the week after. Let's have a quick check of our staff. Rest is a few weeks off, another point. Jared is 5 weeks off. Our engineers, 6 weeks for Pedro. Javier just 2 weeks away from another point. That's pretty good. Facility wise, we've got a few upgrades going through for the suspension simulator, the weather center, tour center, scouting up department, and one other thing as well. What is the other thing? Oh, it's the wind tunnel. We just started a wind tunnel refurbishment, didn't we? Or upgrade. Okay, off we go to Canada.
Formula One is back in Montreal. Let's hope it's not going to be Groundhog Day. The local rodents have disrupted more than one race day here in the past. The Canadian Grand Prix is ready to kick off, and the only drama on the tracks we want to see is the best drivers in the world battling it out for a place on that podium. Gilles Villeneuve is a quick, free-flowing circuit in parts, with a stop-start aspect thrown in for good measure around the chicanes and hairpin bends. Medium-speed downforce will play a large part in avoiding the wall of champions and ensuring success at this iconic track. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder what else is in store for the teams. Well, there's only one way to find out. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
So we have a dry race weekend, a little bit cloudy today, clear skies on Saturday, and then partly cloudy on Sunday. No threat of rain. We're going to put Logan into Kevin's car for this Grand Prix. Actually, no, it's Fernando's turn, isn't it? So let's put him in for Alonso. There we go. In terms of car parts, let's take out the good engines. There we go. Check the ERS, they're both fine, and gearboxes. Let's go with the worn gearboxes. Okay, now it's time to do setups. So we'll start with Alonso's car. We're going to go with a 2.5 and a 12, a 4.6, a 3.05 and a 0.45. We'll do that as our starting base for this particular run. We're going to go with 20 laps. As for Kevin, we'll go with something a little different. We'll go with a 3, a 12, a 3.7, a 3.15 and a 0.65. And again, everything's in tolerance there, that's good to see. Up to 20 on the laps, drop the pace, and off we go into practice.
And radio check.
Radio is good.
Okay, there we go. Okay, both cars have got pretty similar states of wear. Oh,
A
we've had a crash.
in the main straight, on the left, crash in the main straight.
That's brought out a VSC.
Copy that.
Ignore that. Who crashed?
There's been a crash.
Oh,
We can
Vettel.
take a look now. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
Oh, has he hit the wall of champions? Oh, he has.
Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
The wall of
The
champions
team are
claims another victim.
devastated.
Another
They'll
champion
be
victim.
questioning just what happened.
So we're looking at about 3.5 tenths between the two drivers as their best lap time. It was a little bit higher earlier than that. It was about 7 tenths at one point. But once again, we're seeing Logan closing that gap in terms of overall pace. Still has some work to do, but he's getting up there. Can't wait till the end of the season and we can throw him in the car for real.
Update when you can.
Ooh, 69. That is not nice. And even worse for Logan, 65. Okay, we are way off with both of these cars here. Let's call Logan in.
Going down the pit lane.
Okay, so the roll bar is very wrong. Which way to go? Let's go to a 3 and 11.5, a 2.8, a 3.3, and a 0.95. That might work. We'll try that one. And now we'll get Kevin in. Again, everything's just that little bit off. Let's try that. A little bit different to what we put on car 1. Oh, actually, no, that's not enough here, is it? Right, let's go with a 1.9. Let's pull that back in a bit more. There we go, let's try that. Okay, we should be getting close to feedback for Logan. 83, so still some work needed. So that's going to have to be a 1.9 as well. Okay. Alright, let's give that a go. We'll run that with Fernando at the start of the next session. Logan is done for today. A 74 for Magnussen, so again, we're way off. There we go. Not used to struggling to get the car set up quite so heavily on both cars in the first session here. We normally get one of them pretty good. What do we need to change? Let's drop that down to a 2.5. Let's drop that to a 3.35. Let's push that all the way up. Let's pull that back in a touch. I'm not sure if that's enough. That might be better. We'll try that at the start of the next session, see how that works out for Kevin. But that's the end of our first practice. Okay, into session 2. So we've got a new setup on Fernando's car. We're going to run him long. Going to put him down for 45 laps. We can always call him in if we're still way off on setup. As for Kevin, we're going to go with 20 laps. Actually, no, let's go with a bit more than that. Let's go with 26 laps. See if we can get away with just one run.
And radio check when you can.
Radio is good.
So fingers crossed those changes that we made will actually have a nice positive impact on the car this time. Hoping to see a big improvement on Kevin's car in particular. Still only 74% after 2 runs. And it's up to 84. That's still not great. Alright, I'm going to call him in. What about Alonso? Still waiting on that last little bit of feedback from Alonso. Right, where are we? Oh, we're off on the front wing, so that needs to be a 3.5 then, okay. Actually, Actually, maybe even need to be a bit more than that. Okay, let's give that a go. We'll drop some of the fuel out of the car. Put him down for just 18 laps. This should be enough. Oh, we've gone backwards on Fernando's car. I'm really struggling to get these cars set up tonight. Alright, we've got to call him in. I was hoping to run him long, but we've got to call him in. It's still miles off. I'll just have to try and run him long in the next session and hope that that works. Alright, let's go really fire off with this. Let's see. I think that needs to be about there. Yeah, I think that is probably as good as I'm going to get it. Let's try that. Again, we're going to strip a load of that fuel out because there's too much in there. We'll get him to run for 24 laps. Okay, surely these are going to be improvements. They can't get worse again. Surely not. You can ignore that gearbox wear.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Okay, Ferraris have turned the wick up a little bit and they've gained about half a second.
When you can.
93%, so we are making progress on Kevin's car, but there is still work to do. Okay. Let's just keep an eye on Alonso. Really needs this to be good. He's got a lot of running to do in the next session. He's only 87. Oh, this is one of the most frustrating practice setups I've ever had to try and do. Just off with both cars, and I can't quite seem to see where it is. 4.5. I can't believe it's going to be that extreme. think that's going to break the traction. Let me go to a 5. That also breaks the traction. I'm just going to have to try that and see what happens. I'm kind of a little bit lost on this one here. Okay, so let's take a look at Fernando. I'm going to go to a 4. I'm going to do that. And I'm looking at those minor changes elsewhere, apart from the braking stability, and thinking that that could hopefully be it. I really hope it's it. We're going mediums. We're going to try and do one long run. But again, if we need to, we will pull him in. As for Kevin, I'm going to fuel him for 30 laps. And again, just hope that those changes that we've made will be right. Again, we can pull him in if we need to. But Kevin will hit his track knowledge comfortably in the session. Alonso really kind of needs to run for pretty much the entire session to get his knowledge up. And that could be tricky. If worse comes to worse, as long as, if we do pull him in again and make changes, as long as we can nail the setup, then we've got a good chance of at least getting him up to 85% on track knowledge, which is essentially all we're definitely going to need. But I do like to get him up to 100 if I can. Okay, look, Verstappen looking a little punchy at these early stages. That's the first time we've seen him right up there. Again, we can never read too much into the practice times. Different fuel loads, different tyre compounds. But you can look for patterns. You can look to see where cars are regularly sort of placing towards the end of a session to get a rough idea of where they're going to be in the race. Evening, Mr. Water. Good to see you. Well, we have had a crash. Who and where? Oh, it's Verstappen. He is struggling.
What happened there. Now here we see
Turn
Max
3,
Verstappen.
that's into this right-left chicane.
Oh, a
That's
nasty
clumsy.
crash there.
It's just lucky he didn't skid onto the racing line, because that could have red flagged the session and that would have lost us about 20 minutes of running. So that was quite lucky for us really there. Right, can we nail Kevin's car this time out? No, not quite. Not far off though. I'm going to call him in and have a look. Okay, so we did need to change the cornering. Let me try that. If this doesn't work, we'll just roll back to this setup and leave it at that. 97 will be enough. Right, Alonso. Really need this to max. at 100. 95. Oh, it's not even close enough. Got to call him in. Oh, okay. Let's go 4.5. Let's push the camber back a bit. I'm not convinced by that, but kind of running out of ideas on this car here. It's been a real struggle to get him set up. Evening, Colin. Alright, Kevin's gone back out. There goes Fernando. I need a minimum of 97 with Alonso's setup here if I'm going to have any chance of getting his full bonus. Ideally, I'd like more than that. But I can settle for a 97 optimum if I can get his track knowledge high enough. Okay, Hamilton's looking a little slower in this session. He's on mediums right now. See if he improves his time. Magnussen, there we go. Finally, we got a car up to 100%. Oh, that's been a struggle. Let's call him in. There we go. Right, Fernando, please. I've gone backwards. Oh. I'm going to have to just let him run, get his knowledge up, and then make a Hail Mary tweak, you know, between sessions. I haven't struggled in practice to get the car set up like this for a long time. Just not been able to find it. There we go, at least I got him up to 85, which was the threshold I needed to hit. So if I can make a tweak and nail his... Actually, I don't know, I think the bonus cuts off after practice. I don't think it actually makes a difference at this point. So we got him up to 14. We're missing 1 point in reactions. That's not too bad. Right, let's have a quick look and see if I can see where I went wrong. I'm just kind of guessing here. I'm just going to leave him at 95. But I can make that tweak. Put that back like that. That should at least put the front wing back to optimal. Okay. That might get me an extra 1 or 2%. So let's swap out the parts. Let's put good engines in. We'll go with the 93s. There we go. ERS modules should be fine in the 50s. Gearboxes. There we go. Fernando definitely with a worse gearbox selection than Kevin there. But we are good to go for qualifying, so off we go.
And radio check.
Radio's good.
So Alonso in the wheel tracks for Kevin. Let's tell him to not fight his teammate. There we go. They're a little bit too close, really. Oh, 0.02 of a second there. Right, let's see what the Ferraris can do. Sainz about to set his lap. And Leclerc going out right in front of his teammate just to completely screw him over. Good to see Ferrari still nailing strategies. Oh, Sainz has set his lap. Okay, so 0.2 off. That's not too bad. He's faster than Verstappen. That's what I expected to see. Leclerc gets past Tsunoda without too much trouble, but he will have been held slightly. Where's Hamilton? Setting his time on this lap now. Let's see what he can do. Pretty quick. Yeah. I did expect to see them. The Mercedes looking a bit punchier this weekend. Alright, final runs for the AI in session 1. We're staying in the garage. There's no point in us going out. Save those tyres. Albon getting a draft off the back of Stroll there. Should probably have gone the other way round, looking at where Stroll is in the timings. Oh wow, Hamilton just went pole. Sainz got ahead of us. So the track is definitely ramped up.
I think that was a crash.
Ocon's crashed at turn 10.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon.
That's his hot lap as well.
That crash is terrible news for the team.
I don't think he was in the drop zone, so he should be fine. Yeah, he was fine. 11th. So we've lost Zhou, Stroll, Schumacher, Tsunoda and Latifi at the end of session 1. Schumacher has now officially been confirmed as the Mercedes reserve driver for next season. So that's good for him. There we gained 1% with the setup change that we made there. Right, scrubs for the second session. Ooh, excuse me.
And radio check when you can.
Radio is good.
And again, we just need to get through. And that'll be enough. I think everyone's going out in scrubs in this session, aren't they? Yes, they are. Vettel going out on mediums. Okay. Oh, no, there we go. I was going to say, I've never seen the AI go out on medium tyres before in qualifying. Let's see if Ocon can keep it out of the wall this time. Because if he does it again, he will get eliminated. Verstappen looking to try and get a toe off his teammate there. Everyone else pretty well spaced out. We've had a yellow flag. It's Albon. Oh, that might screw up the cars that are in front, and Russell as well. Yeah, Verstappen and Perez. Well, Perez definitely get held up. Verstappen a little bit further back was okay. Norris, I think, got screwed over by that. Russell goes second. Okay, so he got away with that. He actually probably benefited. Got a nice toe down the back straight off Albon there. So Albon is out. Ricciardo is out. Vettel is out. Ocon is out. Norris is out. Perez just scraping through there. So Magnussen down in fourth. But we should get the 1-2. We've got fresh tyres to run now. And we're going to wait till the end of the session. We're going to take that gamble. Make sure we get a clean run. Well, I say a clean run. Make sure there's no traffic. And make sure the track's at its grippiest.
We've just had a crash on the track. Let's take a closer look. Now here we see Max Verstappen.
Oh, Max into the Wall of Champions. Yeah, and Russell very nearly into the back of Max there.
That's going to be a big blow.
Okay, interesting. We're going to space our two drivers out a little bit for this final run. Give them a little bit of clean air between them. Okay, field's going out. Let's send out Magnussen first. And then Alonso. So who's going to win the battle of the teammates this time round? Is it going to be Alonso? Is it going to be Magnussen? think Magnussen has out-qualified Alonso more times this season. They're tied at 4 apiece on race wins. Alonso with 6 fastest laps to 2 over Magnussen. Okay, so Kevin crosses the line, starts his flying lap. Here comes Fernando. Bottas coming up to the Wall of Champions chicane. And he will be the first to set his final time. And he does not improve. He could go for another lap, but he won't. Checker flag is now out, so anyone crossing the line now, that's it. Hamilton does improve a little bit. Sainz takes provisional pole. Leclerc improves but stays second. Gasly up to 4th. Here comes Hamilton. Oh no, Russell, sorry. Russell goes 4th. 5th. Perez has gone 3rd. Verstappen cannot improve. So Verstappen's going to be 10th. Magnussen goes pole. Oh, and Alonso beaten by 4 thousandths of a second. Very close session. Verstappen, was he racing with damage in that run? Oh, god damn it. I've locked up. Got a bloody soft lock again. Right, session's over, but I can't do anything. Ugh. Alright, so we're just going to have to not use the touchpad at all in quali and practice now, by the look of it. I'm going to have to restart the stream because I've got nothing, no control whatsoever. So I shall be back in a minute or two. We'll have to rerun FP3, sorry, qualifying 3. So Max is going to get another bite at the cherry here. We'll see you guys in a minute or two.